Hello and welcome back on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cece and we're here to talk about my books that moved into my house in April. So, oh, that's hot. Oh, the tea is hot. Well, that is misleading because there's no tea here. Well, aside from the real tea. All right, so some of you have reached out to me telling me that they dearly miss my vlogs, and in some part because they really enjoyed watching me getting books and sharing the books that move in. And I was always like, oh, I want to share my hauls, but I also don't want to have the books that are moving in pile up behind me unopened, because oftentimes I purchase these books right for my month's TBR. So I can't wait until enough have gathered for a whole video. So I thought, why not try the whole thing vlog style as well, similarly to how I do my wrap-ups. So I mean, I haven't seen it that way done on YouTube before. Usually people pile them up and then talk about all the books that have moved in, or they open them up and then they talk about them. I want to just combine it, and let's try it this way. Let me know how you like it. Does it make sense this way? And do you enjoy watching a haul like this? The first book that moved in April is Black Buck by Matteo Ascaripour. I don't know how to pronounce the name correctly. I'm sorry. Please let me know if it was wrong. I wanted to get this book because Mo has been reading it on my live shows recently and it sounded amazing. Pretty much all I know is that it is written, it's a novel, it's a fiction about a black man making it in corporate America. And that is what I know from Mo pitching it. I'm not even gonna read the rest of the blurbs. I got approved on NetGalley and I'm so excited to read it. Sadly, it's not on my April TBR, so I'm gonna have to make room on it in May, but I am so gonna read it, one of the first books in May. I'm super pumped for this one. It's an absolute 5-star prediction. Then the next one that moved in because of my last live show as well. I don't even remember what Jeff was saying about this book, but she was raving about it and really raving about the author. We were talking about the author, Tochi Onyebuchi. Again, please let me know if I pronounce it wrong. I want to learn to pronounce names correctly, but if I'm not being corrected, I'm not learning. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that Jeff was like, yeah, you gotta read something from this author, and if anything, I recommend this one. And while Jeff was talking about it and talking about that's the recommendation, I pretty much hit order now on Amazon. So themes of belonging, self-discovery and inequity round out the richly imagined world of Onyebuchi's debut, where war and dark magic are around every corner. I think this is where the description of the book is. In the walled city of Cause, purity is exalted, but cleansing wrongdoings comes at a cost. Corrupt mages can magically extract sin from a sinner in the form of sin beasts. Lethal creatures spawn from feelings of guilt. Young sin eaters known as Aki are indentured by the mages to slay the beasts. 17-year-old Taj is the most talented of the Aki, but his livelihood comes with dangerous consequences. When he kills a sin beast, a tattoo of the beast stains his skin, while the guilt of committing the sin appears in his mind. Most Aki are driven mad by the process, but Taj is cocky and desperate to provide for his family. When Taj is called to eat the sin of a royal, he faces off against the most fearsome beast he's ever encountered. And the battle doesn't end at the beast's demise. The sin opens Taj's eyes to a dark conspiracy. There's someone in the palace plotting to destroy Cause. Now Taj must fight to save his homeland and his own life. Now, if that doesn't sound interesting, I like it. And I think I remember Jeff talking about the very rich and amazing world that Tochi Onyebuchi has crafted. So excited. And then the mail just came. So this is the first one that we're actually opening up on camera. So this is a book, and I think that this is a traveling book. Traveling Book Group is a group on Goodreads, just with people from Germany who are sending books to each other, and we all take a different colored pen and we write our comments in here. So it feels like we're all reading it together. And this is the Book of Night Women, Jamaica, 1785. Skin darker than midnight, but the greenest eyes anybody ever done seen. I'm going to call her Lilith. You can call her what they call her. Born into bondage in the corrupted paradise of a sugar plantation at the end of the 18th century, a time of uprising and rebellion, Lilith has little hope of escaping a life ruled by the whip. But like the slave women who fear her, the instant she opens her eyes, Lilith sees life differently. Here is a sweeping, startling tale, overflowing with high drama and heartbreak. The action centers on the conspiracy of the Night Women, a clandestine council of fierce slaves plotting an island-wide revolt. Rebellions simmer, incidents of sadism and madness run rampant, and the tangled web of power relationships dramatically unravels amid dangerous secrets and unspoken jealousy. At the heart of it all stands Lilith, unbearably vulnerable and frighteningly potent, whose passions jeopardize the Night Women's schemes and bring the very country around her to a climax of such terrifying ferocity that neither land nor flesh nor mind are left unspoiled. I love learning about history through books like this, but I also feel like we sometimes have to be careful because we need to understand what is fiction and what is reality, what's based on real events. And I feel like especially historical fiction, or what I think is historical fiction that I pick up, or that I have picked up in the past from, like, I think mostly the Caribbean area, there was a bit of magical realism in it. And I usually have a lot of issues with magical realism because my mind just has issues grasping onto magical realism and making it work in my mind. So it often spoils my appetite for this type of book. So I'm hoping that this is not the case here. I did not sign up for it at first, but then I saw a few blurbs, saw that it was Jamaica 1785. I feel like there's still a lot that I want to learn about that time and era, so I signed up for it, and reading it together with other people just is so much fun. I mean, this is what it then looks like when 2 people have read it before. Imagine what it looks like when 10 people have read it. It's just amazing. I love it so much. Love the concept. Okay, so this has moved in, and this is on my April TBR, so this is gonna move in here. And I think I already know what it is, and I'm super pumped for it. Have to dig through the bookmark and the quote posted with a letter from the author, a signed book plate, the book club kit, and yes, I was right, I can see the book. It's the Last Apothecary. And we have 4 gifts. What is this? Is this like an oil? Probably. This is very light. Is there anything in this? Something heavy again. And something... Ooh, that sounds like... Oh, this could be a mug or something like that. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. I kind of want to read this before Shiver. I'm more excited for this one. So, the Last Apothecary. Oh, this is also so beautiful. I love this cover. It's completely my style. All I know about this is that we have this apothecary that creates poison for women to kill their husbands with without a trace. Hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper of a mysterious figure named Nella who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. Nella's dark world is no place for her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old girl named Eliza Fanning, but their unexpected bond sparks a string of consequences that echoes through the centuries. 200 years later, aspiring historian Caroline Porswell discovers an aged apothecary vial in the River Thames. As she is newly grappling with the searing betrayal of her husband's infidelity, a curious research project is exactly the distraction Caroline needs. But when she discovers a link between the vial and London's long unsolved apothecary murders, Caroline's upended soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate to Nella's and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barriers of time. I'm so pumped for this one, honestly. If I get the prompt to read something hyped, this covers it. All right, let's have it move in. Oh, Bookmail. We have at least one more thing moving in. I don't know if this is moving in as well. It looks like a book, feels like a book, but is it a book? Let's open this one up first. This comes from a German publisher. And moving in is Zeit für Träume, die Senfblütensaga, which means Time for Dreams, the Mustard Flower Chronicles or something. Is this? I think this is originally written in German, and this is about Emma and Carl meeting, and it's about Emma. I think there's like a feministic part of this. Emma has big plans for her life. She would love to study in Strasbourg, but she is supposed to marry the son of this logistics company, Seidel. Emma and Carl are to her own surprise immediately like each other is too strong of a translation, but they find each other quite nice, okay? Emma really enjoys Carl's passion for aromas and scents, and she's encouraging him to start a mustard company. Her own business sense is awakened, but what about her own dreams, and are her own feelings strong enough for marriage? One thing, so first of all, I love the idea about mustard company, and I love that it is the Mustard Flower Chronicles, or whatever, how you translate it. I don't know, that kind of speaks to me. The cover speaks to me, and then also the main character's name, Karl Seidel. My grandpa was called Karl Seidel. I feel like just in his honor, in his memory, I need to read this book. I mean, it's his first and his last name. How can I not read this? I'm really excited. And this is going on my TBR for May. So let's see what's in here. It comes from the UK. I don't know. Is it maybe from, I don't know. What is it? Oh, yes, I ordered this on Amazon. It's probably from Amazon, from a third-party seller, or Amazon UK. It is the graphic novel for the Sister Sci-Fi graphic novel book club. And this is the book for the month of April. I'm super excited to read this. Look at this. I love the colors. This seems like dark, but in a very nice way dark. Very excited about this. So this is moving in as well. And then this is moving in, but I'm not gonna tell you about this because this is not an unboxing of my K whatever box. I'm just gonna make you briefly jealous because this is like the prettiest box ever. Look at this. I think it's the last time I'm getting the debug box because money, and I need to spend that money on my van. But yeah, briefly jealous. Bye-bye. So I had some books move in again today. Let's see what they are. So first, the Fairy Loot came, and the book has a nice blue sprayed edges. They're sparkly. I love when we have some sparkly sprayed edges. And it is The Bright and the Pale. I know nothing about this book, but the cover looks beautiful. It's a little bit like a metallic look without really being like glittery or something. It looks frosty, damn. It's an action-packed adventure set in a richly detailed world where you never know who to trust and the twists keep coming. I like that. 17-year-old Valeria is one of the only survivors of the freeze, a dark magical hold, not mountain unleashed on her village. It sounds like a Pompeii kind of, but without lava and with frost. Ever since she's been on the run from the Shah, who is determined to imprison anyone who managed to escape, Valeria finds a refuge with the Thieves Guild, doing odd jobs with her best friend. I like that. That's getting it a mischievous, morally grey character kind of addition. Alec, the only piece of home she has left. That is until he is brutally murdered. A year later, she discovers Alec is alive and being held against his will. To buy his freedom, she must lead a group of cutthroats and thieves on a perilous expedition to the very mountain that claimed her family. Only something sinister slumbers in the heart of Knot, and it has waited years for release. Inspired by Russian folklore. Okay, so inspired by Russian folklore, that is cool. I'm not sure about how I am looking forward to this. There's some bits and pieces in it that I would love to read and some that I feel a little bit bored about. But look at this. This is beautiful. Oh, this is nice too. I love when there's like a foiled surprise. That probably could be something that I want to read more towards winter. I don't feel like this is necessarily an April pick for me. So, yeah. Let's just have that move in, but it's not the highest on my TBR right now. Oh, come on, just move in. Then, Once Upon an Eid arrived, which is the Ally-a-thon group book, which I'm super excited about. I already took a peek inside to manage everything for the group read and do the timings and everything. And it's so beautiful. There's a little short story. If you're listening to this on Script, Script has this available as an audiobook right now. And they also include a PDF for this graphic part. So that is super exciting, super looking forward to diving into this. And once I held this in my hand, I felt like, how am I going to read anything else? I just want to dive in. Also for the Ally-a-thon, I purchased Habibi, which is a heavy graphic novel. As far as I understand, there's a lot like Islam, Christianity, roots, history. It has a lot of history about like Arab worlds. I don't know, but I saw it recommended a couple of times as a Muslim graphic novel, and based on there's a lot of information on like. Not a lot of information on Islam, but I feel like we might learn a lot about the Islam as well. And it actually looks really, really nice. I'm really looking forward to reading this one during the readathon. I was like, is that a mermaid? But no, it's not a mermaid. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Ooh, there's some really interesting graphics in here as well. Look at this. So yeah, this is the heavy one, but also it looks like a beautiful one, and I'm really looking forward to this. So that moves in. And then last but not least, another one for the readathon is moving in. And that is A Blessed Olive Tree, a spiritual journey in 20 short stories. And as far as I understand, these short stories are based on the, it even says here, it begins by exploring the reason for our existence, and then it moves on to highlight the reasoning behind the 5 pillars of Islam. And I just think that this is going to be perfect addition to the Ally-a-thon. It's just a pick to complete my learning experience. I wanted something that is a little bit less just fiction by a Muslim author or a Muslim main character, and a little bit more reading that gives me a broader understanding of Islam. So that's what that's for. Super excited for this one, even though I'm usually not a big fan of short stories. I believe that in this context, this could be really, really good. Another book moves in April, and this one is Leviathan Wakes, which is the Interstellar Book Club book of the month of May, and I have had my eye on this for a while. Quite a few booktubers that I follow have been speaking very, very good about this. It is also the first in the book series that the Expanse series on Amazon Prime is based on, and I am super excited to get into a space series. As you might have seen, I am totally addicted to, no, I'm totally into reading sci-fi right now. Historical fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, Afrofuturism is my life right now. So I sprinkle a little bit of contemporary, hard-hitting mental health stuff in there, and that's it. And we have 4 more book mail. I think that this is all for Readathon. So let's open them up. Readathon mail! The Readathon gave me an excuse to order stuff. We have The Weight of Our Sky. This is was it a YA or middle grade story that is in Kuala Lumpur, 1969, where we have there's some historical fiction in here, and I think there's some mental health in here as well. So that's going to be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to this, and I think that I can read this for the Asian Readathon as well as the Ally-a-thon. So good overall pick. Next, we have The Galaxy and the Ground Within, the 4th in the Wayfarer series, which I'm reading for the Interstellar Book Club, and you should totally check that out because amazing science fiction reads. And this one I am behind on, but I love the Wayfarer series, and I just am looking so forward into diving in. Oh, look at these end pages. This is so pretty. Can you stop over there? Okay, but the next one is definitely Readathon related. And that is The Bad Muslim Discount. Oh, this is bigger than I expected. This is a little bit bigger than expected. But that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. The Bad Muslim Discount is a humoristic approach at an immigrant to the US story. We're focusing, I think, on Pakistani and Iraq heritage. And I am so excited to dive into this for the Ally-a-thon, and I think because it also qualifies for the Asian Readathon. And then last but not least, okay, I'm missing one book that I was expecting today, I think. I could just follow the instructions to open this, but no. Trying it the hard way, that always worked. Oh, this is already here. Awesome. Okay. I was expecting this tomorrow, but I think I'm missing something else then for today. Ooh, yeah, Ramaiza, or what it's called. This I'm reading for the Asian Readathon. It is by George Takei, and it is a historical fiction slash memoir. Well, it's not fiction, historical slash memoir in a graphic novel format, which I'm super excited about. And we've got mail. I'm a little bit surprised because I'm expecting the Ramaiza, which wasn't delivered yesterday. But I honestly thought it would be like a bigger hardcover. But apparently I just ordered the paperback. But honestly, look at that cover. Isn't that gorgeous? Like the foiled... Ugh, it's gorgeous. I bought this for the LI-a-thon. We have European fairy tales that are put on their head and they are taking place in a fictional South Asian country. Rumaija, let down your hijab. So instead of Rapunzel putting on her hair, this girl is putting on her hijab, and then she is teaming up with, I believe, a Cinderella and a sleeping, I think she's called Sleeping Sarah, and the other one is Cinderella or something. For as long as she can remember, Rumaija has been locked away in her tower, forced to spin straw into gold for the evil witch, unable to leave, until one day, after dropping a hijab out of her small window, Rumaija realizes how she might be able to escape. This funny and enchanting debut weaves together 3 stories, spinning the classic fairy tales to show that anyone can be a hero. I'm so looking forward to this. And this is so much like thinner and shorter than I thought. This is a surprise, like a positive surprise, to be honest. Like 218 pages on like... Oh, this is so cute! Oh, look, it has drawings in there. Oh my gosh, I love this already so much. Ooh, and we have a character called Cordelia. Probably like an... Probably a BITCH or something. But oh look, we have like little leaves on the cover, on the Cinderella. So do we have like 3 separate stories, or is this like chapters? I don't know. But oh, girl, this is gorgeous. I love this. I love this so much. I wish I had this when I was in middle grade and reading like a lunatic. Not sure if that is not inclusive language, but I was reading like everything that I could get into my fingers. I wish I had something like this. This seems to be amazing. Potentially this is also something really great for people who are learning English. Let's see. Love it.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay